Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, Warshippers of all ages, welcome to the Grudge Match. This is a rematch of last King of the Seas North American Finals, and we're back here for yet again here in the Warships Spring Championships 2022 with O7 and KSC. Zaf, as we spawn into Game 1 here on Tears of the Desert, what is KSC fielding?
Well, before we get to that, I just want to comment on the camera work at the start of the match. We see flying over, of all things, a salt mine.
A salt mine.
And I wonder if that is a precursor for what we are about to see today, ladies and gentlemen. So we have KSC coming to this dance with an incomparable and a Kremlin for battleships, a Des Moines, Napoli, Stalingrad for cruisers, Gearing, Daring, 20-kilometer Shimakaze, and Ragnar to finish up their destroyer lineup. What do we have for O7, sir?
Well, once again, O7 opting for a whole lot of Her Majesty's Royal Navy when they're talking about battleships. Conqueror and once again Incomparable. We saw them with this play yesterday. The one game we got to catch them play yesterday happened to be on this map. They did something very similar. 5 cruisers. What?
Look at Sep's Napoli.
We saw them just yesterday, remember?
Right?
All right, so 5 cruisers, Des Moines, Henri, double Napoli, and Dolphin Princess in the Stalingrad, rounding things out, 2 destroyers, Fries in a Gearing, Triarch in a Marceau. So this is basically the same thing we saw O7 do on this map yesterday. We happened to catch them in one game against GGWP. That's who it was. And they had a hard-fought game on this map. We talked about the Incomparable, and now, Zap, both teams have taken an Incomparable. What is happening today?
Incomparable is becoming meta.
It would seem so, because here we are at the top of the bracket, both teams with one on their lineup.
That's right. So, I see O7 doing a balanced deployment early on here. Looks to me like the push will be at A, like we said before. That seemed to work, so why fixed it if it ain't broke, right? Now you got to wonder, do you think KSC watched the game that we cast yesterday?
I suspect they must have, but I mean they seem to be ready for this play with Sep taking his smoke Napoli right into the cap here, Daring dumping torpedoes, getting nothing, but they are getting some chip damage on him as he slides into position. The Ragnar Raider had him picked up there when the smoke. That was Malakin. So they were kind of ready for this attempt, I think, but unfortunately, none of the battleships nor the Stalingrad in position to be able to take advantage of it.
And if Ragnar had torpedoes, there's always that possibility of YOLO charging that Napoli in that position. But Ragnar doesn't have torpedoes. It has just one.
Now, KSC has only one ship deployed to the A-cap, Zap. That is Red 5's Incomparable. So they're using it here as like a, I don't know, what would you call this, a stalking horse maybe?
Yeah, it's definitely a deflection play, because usually when you see a battleship, you get an idea of what the team is interested in, right? What are they trying to accomplish? So putting a single Incomparable out there on the extreme flank might make O7 think, okay, there's a couple other ships. There's going to be a cruiser at the normal spot, that sort of deal. Of course, there aren't. Sep down to about half health now in his Napoli in the middle of the map.
They continue to farm him, or did he take any? I don't think he took torpedoes.
It doesn't look like he took any torpedoes. It's hard to tell, though. But he is healing.
I'm really interested in this Incomparable flex play up at the A-cap, right? I mean, yeah, he's got his speed boost ticking, and it's going to be ticking for another couple of minutes, so he's got plenty of speed. The Napoli, that was John the Ruthless landing some HE shells on him, lighting him on fire, and now both Triarch and John chipping in as the Incomparable's turning back to fire at Sep's Napoli in the middle of the board.
Yeah, let's follow these shells. That'd be interesting if they hit.
I don't think he can get him over the island, or Sep's actually slid a little far forward.
Oh, they actually did clear.
He did get a couple of chip shells there, a couple of overpins, but nothing noteworthy.
Nope. Now, of course, that Incomparable's got his engine boost on. He's trying to get out of there. And we can see Malakin now rotating up. We might see a little Ragnar on Marceau action. Yep, there he goes.
There it begins. Malakin trying to help defend his teammate. I mean, that's the thing about Incomparable, right? She's fast, but she's never going to outrun a Marceau.
Now, what I'm surprised is JD Red 5 hasn't luck chucked those torpedoes as he's being chased.
Not yet, although he did just luck chuck some AP shells in Triarch's face for a little bit of damage there.
Right.
Now, the Daring, I was about to say, Hatake's Daring. I just looked at the map and caught this push.
Yep.
Goodness gracious, what a textbook play. Well executed by KSC.
Yeah. Yep, got caught up on the video feed.
Yep, they kind of saw it coming, but unfortunately they weren't able to prevent it. Dolphin Princess is Stalingrad a little too far back, and Hitake actually still caught out here by Pieces. Pieces is Henri putting HE down range on Hitake as the Stalingrad radar expires, and Hitake gets away clean.
Yeah, he definitely wants some revenge for what he just did.
So KSC up a ship early here. They'll be able to pick up the B cap, I suspect, very quickly, unless Pieces or Dolphin Princess rotates in and gets there.
Yeah, we'll have to see as O7 is in full push mode coming out of A.
Yep.
Napoli and Comparable Marceau, Henri, Stalingrad, all starting to pivot. That daring Hitake Yoshi, hopefully he doesn't feel too comfortable there.
No, I wouldn't expect to. Everything running clockwise now as the O7 forces that had deployed down to C have, well, bailed out. They're in full kite mode here. The Napoli, Des Moines, and gearing, that's Cowboy, Aegis, and Warped Chaos along the I line, moving due west. We're trying to keep pushing and keep them honest, as now the fight is definitely going to shift and become over, going to come over all this B cap.
That's right. Now, Peyton might take a torpedo in the Conqueror. He's going to take one. Probably a second coming in right now. Peyton using a DCP.
Yep.
Those torpedoes hurt.
Takes a couple. Those were Shimakaze torpedoes from Aussie Zeus, I think. Yep. Probably dumped those before he cut back into the middle of the board. So KSC on a ship lead and a cap lead here. 50 points in climbing as we're 7 minutes into game one of this North American Finals.
Price is detected, and we see the Napoli and Des Moines both pushing on him. Oxymoron now just pops his radar. And if you look at his Des Moines position, it's just beautiful.
Just going to comment on that. You would almost never think to see a Des Moines in this position, and yet it works. It covers his flank and kind of put the demarcation line in the water here along the 5 line. It's like, well, you're probably not coming this way. Oh, they got red 5. How did that happen?
Time and fire and HE and all that.
I knew they were focusing him, but the last I checked, he still had 40,000 HP. I guess I looked away at the wrong time. Yeah. Keep an eye out for the replay here. I'm sure the replay crew will be on top of that. They usually are.
Yep. John the Ruthless has torpedoes coming into his Napoli now. He's going to take 1, 2, and 3. He's going to go down right here.
Oh,
big hit for John the Ruthless.
Big kill for Hitake there.
That's another kill for today for him for this game.
Again, KSC goes up a ship on the strength of their cap advantage, 100-point lead.
Pieces of Pizza now in position in the Henri to kite away.
More torpedoes coming in on Frice and Peyton way down on the I line, but looks like they dodged all of those handily.
Well, and with Oxymoron there, you can kind of get the feeling KSC doesn't really want to go past that spot.
Yeah, it's like we said. He drew a line that says, thou shalt not pass this point. I mean, who wants to charge a Des Moines like that when you've got a Conqueror under your broadside?
Yes, normally it's a line in the sand. This is a line in the water.
A line in the water. So the staring contest sort of commences across the B cap here. John the Impaler and Dolphin Princess is Stalingrad, both looking at each other across opposite sides of this cap as O7 taking some time to kind of reorient and try to figure out how they want to try and break into the middle of the board here.
That's right. Aussie Zeus now getting in position to torpedo Marins and Comparable. It's a beautiful torpedo salvo coming in on him right now.
Yeah,
remember,
he's looked pretty good.
Comparable does not have the best of turning radius. He's got hydro.
His hydro is available, but it's not active.
It's about to be active.
He's going to take 4 of these.
Ouch.
These are Shimakaze torps. He might go out completely. He does.
Oh, what a kill.
What an amazing torpedo salvo from Aussie Zeus. Nicely done. And there's Dolphin Princess moving up into the cap with the Stalingrad as they've done really solid work on John's Kremlin all of a sudden. I look up and he's at half HP.
Raptor, do you realize that all the kills so far this game are destroyers for KSC?
Delicious.
All 3 of them.
Delicious.
Yeah, John the Impaler was definitely the focus target for a bit. He'll be fine for a little while longer. He's got another heal coming up in 2 seconds. DCP is available in a little bit more.
Triarch is lit here. I'm not sure quite how Stalingrad radar. RX-7's radar is up, pushing Triarch back off the cap a bit. He's trying to get some hard cover, but He's going to take some damage along the way. I think. Go ahead.
What that does, though, is it forces Treyarch to dive the island instead of what he might have been planning on doing, which is possibly coming out in front of Stalingrad and dumping corpse in his face.
Yeah. I think, Zap, I think O7 is going to pick up B here, but 2 ships down, it feels to me like maybe their hold on it is a little tenuous.
Oh, look at Oxymoron now getting some shots in at John the Imperialist Kremlin.
Yep.
As KSC has decided, nah, we don't want to deal with that guy way down there at all.
Yeah.
Look at that force. They've completely moved their force.
Well, they've pulled him out. I think they've realized that, but let's be honest. When we talk about this obviously this is not random battles, but when you see a ship on the J line in a domination game, what do you normally think? You're useless.
Yep.
You're so far from the action.
Yep.
You're just not useful right now.
Yep.
And so honestly, when you look at Fritz's gearing and Oxymoron's Des Moines, if I'm KSC, I'm like, well, if that's where they want to play, let them. That just means we outnumber their friends in the middle of the map even that much worse.
That's right. Now, Cowboy is continuing to just fire off torpedoes in the general direction of radio location. In case Oxymoron does move up, because you got to be wondering at some point, you might have to leave that position, right?
Yeah, I mean, surely they can't leave him down there forever. In fact, his radar is up right now. He's trying to prevent Cowboy from sneaking back up on him.
Well,
Cowboy's got about a 1.5 kilometer gap there, though.
Yeah, brilliant play. And of course, Cowboy doesn't know the radar is active. He'll watch this later on and say, wow, I'm glad I stayed outside of radar range, right?
Now, the other thing KSC's done here is they've brought Hitake up in front of John's Kremlin, partly for the conga line torps. You see them there going out on Dolphin Princess's Stalingrad now. But also, I think they're bringing him up in case they decide they want to pop a smoke, which they do right there, to kind of maybe try and give John a bit of a break from the sustained fire he's been under.
Well, and you can see Aussie Zeus firing torpedoes behind Dolphin Princess, and now there's the conga line torpedoes in front, trying to make it so Dolphin really doesn't have any place to go. Treyarch also doesn't have any place to go.
No, they're definitely pinned on this island. They've basically staked their claim, and this is it. But yeah, they're trying to time these torps just perfectly, just so, and it's possible they might have pulled it off. Treyarch is, I'm sure, seeing these by now, calling them out. They're gonna miss. But the conga line torps from the Daring are absolutely going to end Dolphin Princess's game right here. Oh, that was beautiful.
That was a absolute beautiful play. Now Aussie Zeus is in big trouble. He face spotted Pieces of Pizza's Henri. Forced to turn, make Inky. He's doing it now. He's running away. He'll probably be okay. Pieces of Pizza now being farmed by Malikan's Ragnar.
And now with just the single Marceau in this cap Zaf, you almost have to feel like KSC either doesn't care because they're gonna right now they win in 3 minutes on just the C cap alone.
Oxymoron has decided it's probably time to stop sitting and move.
Yep, they're bringing. I saw they rotated. They brought Price down there to kind of try and get him out of that gap.
Yep, they're gonna smoke him out, which is a smart play. But of course, we got gearing torpedoes coming in.
They're going to miss all of the starboard. I'm pretty confident. All of those are going to miss. Now, Cowboy is in radar range. The radar is down for 30-something seconds here. So
yeah, Pieces of Pizza is at 14K health, and the Henri up to the north continues to be farmed.
Yep. RX-7 Stalingrad getting in on that action now. I think Pieces is going to go out. When that happens, KSC is going to be seconds from a win. They don't even have to do anything but secure another kill here and just hold C.
Pizza going into the smoke saying, I guess I'll just sit here, and Aussie Zeus, brilliant torpedo salvo, doesn't matter.
Aussie's ready for this, doesn't matter. The Ragnar gets the kill. 60 seconds on the game timer now. KSC's going to win in that amount of time on the strength of their cap advantage. Well, they don't have a cap advantage, but the C cap alone will get them the win very shortly.
Right.
Cowboys being radared now. Oxymoron's got his radar up down along the J line.
Yes.
Cowboy ducks out of it, though. So not likely to get a time extension kill there.
And this is basically done in 27 seconds or less.
Yeah, I mean, Hitake's Daring is sitting down, holding the points on the B cap back. And honestly, if you're KSC, all you got to do, sit back, relax, try not to get dead, hold what you have, and you're good to go.
Try not to get dead.
Try not to get dead. That's the motto. That should be the motto of any good Warships player, though, right?
Okay.
Try not to get dead.
Okay. All right.
KSC manages it. They lose with the incomparable, but that is it. An otherwise clean game for them as some really, really solid torpedo play. Look at every kill KSC has, Zath, belongs to a destroyer.
Yep. I always say on my channel, destroyers win games.
They had a pure Shimakaze kill on the incomparable.
Yep.
The daring. All right, well, congrats to KSC. They win game 1 here as we're going to be headed back to the studio in a moment. Anything else you want to mention about that game, Zath? You good to go?
So I have a question for you. Both of these teams were seeded.
Yes.
This season. We know O7 was the #1 seed.
Yes.
Where was KSC on that seed list?
You're going to make me go back and look.
I'm going to make you go back and do some
back
research.
and look.
Yes, yes. I'm
Let's
very
see.
curious to know. I mean, both
Survey
teams,
says 3.
third. Okay.
Third.
Both teams,
Bombs
of
was
course,
the 2 seed.
very strong. And this is a best of 5, so we have at least another 2 more battles to bring to you.
At a minimum.
What do you think, Raptor? How was KSC looking compared to O7? How was O7 looking compared to KSC in this
I'll
match?
tell you right now, both teams look really good. I don't feel like necessarily O7 did anything like catastrophically wrong here.
Mm-hmm.
They picked up an early kill of the incomparable. That worked out well for them.
Mm-hmm.
They were unable to make their play at the B cap work. In fairness, that Napoli thing is a little bit high risk.
Yeah.
We've seen teams try that with a variety of ships over the years. We've seen Z52, Minotaur, Vampire Deuce, Napoli now.
Mm-hmm.
We've seen teams try to shove a Moskva in there,
Right.
which is spotted from orbit.
But
So-
at least it's got hydro and radar to somewhat defend itself.
Right, and yet that ship still got assassinated in the exact same way that Sepp did. A daring came around the corner with conga line torps and said, out,
Bye.
out. So it's a bit of a high risk play. So I mean, looking at that, I don't really fault them for that. They executed the push through A. They bagged the kill on the incomparable. Things were starting to look really good.
Yeah.
I think where maybe it fell apart for them a bit, KSC declined to keep pushing it to south. There was no need at that point.
Well, and I think that's you mentioned the tripwire with oxymoron there, right? And then they saw the trapdoor spider before the trapdoor had been sprung.
That's right.
And they said, well, nah, and
We're
U-turn.
Yep, we're good.
As they changed direction.
Yep.
All right.
Awesome. Well, guys, this has been an excellent game. We're going to throw it back to the studio and see what Boggsy and Ensconce have to say. We'll see you again in just a moment.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Game 2 of O7 versus KSC. KSC has 1 game up over O7, but this is a best of 5. Show ain't over yet, ladies and gentlemen. Raptor, what's O7 bringing to our lineup?
O7 sticking with an incomparable in their lineup, but ditching the conqueror this match, bringing Ohio. 3 destroyer lineup, Goliath, Colbert, and Stalingrad. A couple of interesting choices there. And 4 destroyers, as you maybe might expect on Sleeping Giant. Certainly has become a more destroyer-friendly destroyer-heavy map these days. Daring, Marceau, and Double Ragnar.
Okay. Meanwhile, over on the KSC side of things, we are looking at an Ohio, a Kremlin, double Des Moines, a Stalingrad, Gearing, Z52, Shimakaze, and Harugumo. And unfortunately, I don't know the torpedo range of our Shimakaze, so this will be a surprise for all of us.
Zaf, on this map, you look at it, where would you find a torpedo lane good for 20-kilometer torps? I'm betting they're 12s.
I would imagine so, too.
I'm betting they're 12s. Well, of course, Sleeping Giant, as Boggsy and Ensconce were talking about, known for the giant Thunderdome of the A-Cap. We've seen some really, I don't know what I want to say, hilarious, but certainly interesting moments in the A-Cap over the course of various events, and we'll have to see if this game produces any similar results. KSC sending Des Moines, Shimakaze, and Harugumo to this flank. From the north side, O7 bringing in Pieces of Pizzas Marceau, who looks like he's going to be able to dive this cap all by himself very quickly if he chooses.
Right.
Backed up by a Ragnar, a Colbert, and Marin's Incomparable.
Well, it's interesting he didn't go straight through the middle. We've seen plays like that before. Instead, Pieces opting to go around the side. Now, Man with RX-7, Stalingrad, just popped his radar just to say who's in the middle, and nobody's in the middle.
Nobody's in the middle.
At least, not that they can tell, but here comes Mad Dog backing into B-Cap with that daring, And now Pizza spotted momentarily as he goes into A. He should be able to secure the Thunderdome, at least for now.
Yeah, Sep's radar allowing them to know that the middle of the board is empty, and so they can pick up that Daring. The Daring can pick up the cap very quickly, as Pieces as Marceau sits on the edge of the A cap, lobbing shells at Malakin's Harugumo for some early damage, as a Stalingrad salvo comes in on Malakin as well.
Mm-hmm. Yep, and actually it wasn't Sep that radar, that was Man with an Arc 7 for KSC.
Apologies, thank you.
No problem. The reason I'm bringing that up is because Sep's radar is available, should it feel needed over at B cap. As you can see, there's no competition right now for Mad Dog, so Sep will just hold that radar, even though he could actually pop it and detect Aussie Zeus right now.
O7's has picked up B. They're gonna grab A. They'll take the early cap advantage here, and in 3 minutes, we've seen something that we haven't seen much of today, Zaf, and that is every cap belonging to someone.
That is actually a really good point. Normally, it takes a long time for all three of the caps to be taken. We even saw a game earlier where it was like, what, 15 minutes in?
15 minutes in before somebody capped the B cap. Yeah, like yesterday. Yeah. Atake getting spotted here by the Ragnar under a tremendous amount of pressure early. The Colbert, the Ragnar, the Marceau, and he's out.
Oh, yeah. That's an easy kill for O7 right there.
Just like that, KSC down on caps, down a ship here. It took less than 3.5 minutes in game 2.
Yeah.
And O7 already looking like, well, you may have won game 1, but we ain't done, kids.
This is what we see at the start of like a ranked battle or something like that, right?
Mm-hmm.
Destroyers charge in, one of them dies, and you're like, okay. Competitive course, very different. It's all about positioning, and Ragnar was in that perfect position to counter that Shimakaze. Note that he did not use his radar. The Shimakaze did not use a smoke.
He did not. I think the Ragnar probably radared him right away or something along those lines. I didn't pay that much attention. Let's actually check.
He's got 3 available. I don't think he used.
No, I don't think he used one. He's got all 3 of them available. So no, they just face spotted him and annihilated him.
The reason I'm bringing that up is because that Shimakaze probably knew he was effed as soon as he saw all the shells coming in. Yeah. He might as well have popped the smoke to just draw out that Ragnar radar and make one less radar available long term.
Have a look at B. Aussie Zeus is reversing into the southeast corner with his Hydro on cooldown. As the Daring Torps are going out for RPF, he's going to land one.
Wow.
It's a big hit.
That's an ouch right there.
That's an ouch as Aussie now lit on the surface. Mad Dog spotting him there.
So now there's a smoke, and then there's Sep's radar.
There's the radar from Sep. They're going to push Aussie off the cap at a minimum. It's a very expensive attempt to cap that point.
That's right. That's the power of radio location, right?
Yep.
You know somebody's coming from that direction.
Those were very much RPF or radio location, thank you, torpedoes, just kind of dumping in that general direction. Having a look over on the 9-10 line, there's not a lot going on out here. O7's got 3 ships hanging out over here, but KSC not really biting. They're just kind of, it's just what? It's Cowboys gearing and Works Des Moines just kind of languishing over here. As the Ohio on this flank, that's John the Impaler, has decided to push up into mid.
Yeah, that's a very aggressive position for an Ohio this early in the match, but they probably feel like they need to get some additional pressure on here to hold down this cap. So you can see Aussie Zeus backing into B again. His Hydro's available in 10 seconds, but he leaves it again.
Well, he just wanted to, I think the point there was to move out and put torpedoes downrange to just push the Daring off. Mad Dog's Hydro is still 35 seconds away, so it's going to be a little bit for him, as they're just going to drive John right into this cap.
Well, sure, but what I'm getting at is Aussie could have backed into B, put on his Hydro. That would help John, right? With the Ohio, you detect the torps a little bit earlier.
Well, he still might. His Hydro's still available.
The Hydro's up now.
What I like about this play, Zaf, is that KSC, yes, they're down a cap. They're down a couple hundred points. They're not going to let it fester. They're not going to wait around to make something happen. This is what they've chosen. They're like, okay, well, let's try this. They're not going to just sit around and look around and, we don't know what to do. Well, let's try it.
That's kind of the feeling I'm getting out of A side, though. If you look at Red 5 being farmed, backing off, the Des Moines, Aegis Wings, Man with an Arc 7, Stalingrad, both just kind of sitting there. Malakin with the Harugumo coming south, trying to get some smoke on JD Red 5's Kremlin. It just feels like they're like, well, you got the Thunderdome.
He's
I
dead
guess
already.
You can have it. Yeah,
He's dead
exactly.
already. The Colbert has just absolutely just murdered this poor Kremlin.
Yes, but it's also Pizza Pizza's Marceau. He's just been sitting there saying, well, fine, thanks for letting me farm.
Yeah.
And now he's going to switch his guns back to John the Impaler.
Back to John, yeah.
Here he goes.
Aussie's Hydro's up now. He stepped onto the cap briefly. He is lit now. I'm not quite sure how or why. So, Sep's radar's back up. I see it now. Took me a moment.
Yep, Aussie Zeus coming under fire. Yep, backing out.
Now, KSC is reorienting a bit here. They're bringing the Stalingrad. It's man with an RX-7, and I think Aegis is kind of he's at least available to partake in the middle of the board if he wants, but KSC is down 2 ships. This is going to be tough.
I think Aegis is doing what Oxymoron did last game. He's trying to be that tripwire in case they go south.
Mm-hmm.
But you can see O7 has zero interest in doing that. John the Ruthless is Colbert. It's in a perfect spot right there. Why do I need to push?
I wouldn't move that ship. I'd leave it exactly where it is. It holds down that entire side of the board for you, more or less.
That's right.
John the Impaler is just playing punching bag here in the B-cap. He's holding back the 07 points, but he's giving up a ton of HP to do it. His
Absolutely.
Second heal is nearly finished.
Here comes an incomparable salvo from Marin.
Now, that could be bad. Marin's position over there could spell really bad news for John.
Yeah, it doesn't do too much, but Pizza's got AP just coming right in, farming that superstructure.
You feel like maybe they're bringing Aussie in for a smoke? His smoke is available. Like, now might be not be a bad time.
Yeah.
Nope. John's going to go out right here. KSC is going to give up a battleship. I liked the play, Zaf. He moved up to stop the cap, but I kind of felt like there would be more to it, and that never really developed.
Mad Dog now getting a conga line on Man with an RX-7 Stalingrad. Look at all those torpedoes coming.
Goodness gracious.
That hurts a lot.
That hurt a lot. He's not dead, but holy cow, is he hurting now.
O7 saying, we'll see your daring and we'll respond.
Pretty much. It's kind of all 07 here. We're almost at the halfway mark of the game as the Incomparable reaches out and ends the Stalingrad's life from the 10 line.
Well, and that shot was actually through the gap.
Yes.
As Man with the RX-7 was forced to back off.
Yep. Earlier this year, I watched Marin, I believe it was Marin, it might have been Marin, make a very similar shot on this map, almost to that exact same spot, and wipe out a Moskva in one salvo.
Yeah, I believe it.
Yeah.
I absolutely believe it.
They're going to get Malikan here down on the H line as well. It's all over for KSC here, guys.
It really is. Sep is low, on fire. Stalingrad, he's radaring right now.
They're going to get him,
yeah.
I think. They'll bag him.
There it goes.
All the action at A has gone all 07's way. I mean, yeah, we're back down to where they've got 3 or 4 minutes here, but I don't see it, Zach. I don't see it.
Yep. 07 coming back from game 1 saying,
absolutely.
You know, we're not going to take this line down.
Nope. KSC did. I mean, Aussie Zeus got in there, got the cap done, but 07 did a brilliant job of focusing out the battleship. John moves up and not really able to escape, and so now, Colbert's a bit caught out over here against the Des Moines.
He doesn't care.
Probably not. Got his heel ticking. He's also got help. The Marceau AP from the north.
Yep.
Going to do horrible things to Aegis. Here comes some torpedoes as well, just in case, just for good measure, right?
I mean, why not?
Just to make extra double, triple sure we get this kill. But the Colbert seals the deal.
That's right.
And we're now 40 seconds from an 07 win.
John the Ruthless saying, we'll see who takes the honor in this field.
That's right.
Cowboy now, it's all just over there, really.
Yeah.
They started making a push, took quite a bit to get up there. I want to go back to, you were talking about that Ohio play up in the middle.
Mm-hmm.
In my opinion, the problem with that Ohio play up in the middle was he was in the middle and out in the open of everything and just basically sat there and said, hey, free damage. Yeah. I think he would have been better off going up against the island by the Z52. The two work together with the Hydro, back into the cap, smoke each other. They're a much more effective unit together than apart.
I think I see what you're saying. So, in other words, he was about 200-300 meters off of that island that was on his starboard side. If he'd snuggled up tighter to the island, denied more of the shots from the right, from his starboard.
And the vision, too.
And the vision. And
either way, 07 roars back with a convincing win here in Game 2.
Yeah, that was something.
That was something. That was the thing. O7 looked very much like the team we've come to expect there. That's not to take anything away from KSC. These are two very good teams, as we saw, and we will continue to see over the course of this. Because, again, we're creeping just that much closer to that guaranteed Game 5 that we love to have as casters.
Now, how about the Colbert getting 3 kills, sir?
Wow, that's actually noteworthy.
Yeah, I think so.
That's actually noteworthy.
I think so. And then, of course, there's Barron's Incomparable and Peyton's Ohio. The rest of the team was obviously helping. And the Ragnar, too.
Now, we're already seeing something a little different. I got to go back and look. If memory serves, when we did the last finals... It was 07. If memory serves, 07 dropped the first 2 games. Didn't they?
Yes.
No. Did they? I thought they
did.
I
07, of
they
course.
did. Yeah, I see it now. Here it is. They did. They dropped the first 2 games to KSC. So already the series shaping up a little differently because it's like KSC coming in with that Game 1 win, but now 07 coming back, tying things up.
Yep.
A little tighter this time.
And I was going to comment on that. 07 is known as the masters of the reverse sweep, and we will not see that.
That cannot be a thing today. All right, let's throw it back to Boggsy and Ensconce. Let them chime in.
All right, welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to game number 3 of this North American Finals match between O7 and KSC. As we spawn into North, KSC is our northern spawn, and Green Zath, what are they bringing?
All right, well, KSC has decided to go for some HE spam shenanigans. I gotta say, we've got Incomparable, Kremlin, Triple Des Moines.
Yikes.
Gearing, Double Marceau, and Ragnar to round out their lineup. What's 07 bringing?
Somebody on 07 is going to spend a whole lot of time on fire, Zath. Opposing them from the south spawn, 07 fielding Incomparable, Kremlin, couple Des Moines of their own, only one of them of the Salem variety, Annapolis, Stalingrad, rounding things out with a Gearing and Double Ragnar. So for the first time this series, Zath, neither team with a Shimakaze.
Yes.
Interesting. Especially as impactful as those Shimakaze torpedoes have been over the course of the matches.
Yeah, I almost wonder if we're seeing a change in preference to less of a static kind of meta and more of a mobile one. If you look at what KSC is doing, they're definitely setting up to farm out a stationary target.
Well, keep an eye on CCAP because we're about to have some early action here. We're 90 seconds into this game and combat's about to be underway. Aussie Zeus steps onto C, Hitake right behind him, and there's the Ragnar with the radar. But he's about to discover it's not 1 but 2 Marceaus in his face.
That's right.
Aussie's going to be a bit of the sacrificial lamb here, already down to almost half HP and falling.
That's right. And now they realize there's 5.
Yeah, the entire bloody team of 07 is here, ready to punish this play. Aussie's going to sneak into the cap with 4,000 hit points. But man, it cost him big to get there, didn't it?
It did, and hats off to 07 with that target discipline, focusing down one target. Now, of course, the Ragnar is also coming away a little bloody.
Also came off quite worse for the wear, losing well over 2/3 of his hit points as well.
It'll buff out.
Hitake is going to get away, I won't say scot-free, but certainly not nearly as bad off as the other 2 destroyers in that engagement. Well, that was bloody and quick.
Some early action going down for sure.
KSC trading a lot of health for that cap, but they bag it.
Now, in addition to that, they also, by trading that health, know who's down this way. Right?
True.
So there's that to consider. Now, Triarch's using his radar to catch Aussie Zeus on the radar there.
They're trying to catch him as he leaves the cap.
Right. Shells are able to go through, and actually a couple are hitting him. Ragnar. The Ragnar is asserting dominance yet again.
167. He floors it. He stops. Still lit.
Yeah.
He's going to go out.
Right there.
Just takes 1 shell at that point. 07 ready to punish that play, and punish it they do.
Yeah, in the meantime, you can see KSC getting ready for a push into the A cap as all these torpedoes go right past Warp Chaos's Des Moines. Of course, he had Hydro on, so good thing for that. And Cowboy's going to go into A now. Desperately need both of these caps as a result of that early kill.
Yep.
And you can see that Ragnar is going into B cap as well.
You're going to have to make up these points somewhere. And between Cowboys Gearing and Malikan's Ragnar, it looks right now as if KSC is going to pick up all 3 caps very early here. And O7 is going to have to do a little bit of reorienting and repositioning in order to get on top of something.
Yeah, I'm not sure how KSC is going to react to this. I mean, they've got a Des Moines basically at every point of the map. Now, take a look at Aegis Wings' Des Moines. It looks to me like he could. Nope, he's turning away. I thought he might do some cheeky play down the channel, but it doesn't look like he's ready to do that just now.
It feels a little early for that as KSC's about to catch up on the points that they've lost with the early Marceau loss. But, of course, what you're losing more importantly is a piece you can move around the board.
Right.
And that's something they don't get back, although they have managed to recover the points. O7's 9-line push forming up nicely now.
Oh, Oxymoron takes a torpedo in smoke south of A-cap. That's a gearing torpedo from Cowboy.
Those were nicely led gearing torpedoes. I was watching that salvo earlier and thinking, that looks pretty good. And
right,
it did land one.
Right. Now, important to note, O7 has 0 cap points at this point in the match.
That's true. But until you're, the pressure will start to build, right? Because they're going to fall behind very, very quickly.
Yes.
The comparable salvo comes in on Warped Chaos all the way from the 1 line, but nothing doing. He takes a little bit of damage, but nothing catastrophic.
That's right.
I'm not even sure how he's lit exactly. Has Price got him lit? Price had him lit on the surface.
He had him for a little bit.
Yep.
Yes.
Price is reversing into the bottom end of the A-cap, putting a little pressure there on Warped Chaos.
Yep. Nice shell hit from Oxymoron at pretty much max range there.
More smoke going down from Cowboy as Warped turns back in.
Now JD Red 5 is being shot at quite a bit, quite low. Starting to back off. But look over at the 910 line. O7 is managing to break through.
Yep.
This is the moment that Aegis going down that channel could have been possibly decisive south of C-cap, because he would have gotten the surprise shot on Dolphin Princess with Peyton being unable to answer in the Kremlin. But they went for the safer play. We'll see how that plays out.
Well, not before KSC moves out to nearly a 200-point lead as they get a reset on Frice. Warped Chaos sneaks back close enough with his radar to catch Frice out, put some damage into him, reset him, drive him off the cap. So they'll get some more points out of that. But I'm sure Frice is setting up and gearing to try again. In fact, Malikan now, they're bringing Malikan over to try and prevent that, the second attempt that will come when the Des Moines radar expires.
I do like this idea. You want to be a little bit more decisive on one side. Obviously, if you're losing on one side, you need to do something on the other.
Well, they're absolutely losing at C, or I should say have lost C now.
Oh, yeah.
7 minutes in, and O7 bags their first cap of the game as they're about 220 points down and slowly falling behind. KSC taking out the other 2 caps.
John the Impaler in the Kremlin is just getting completely farmed down.
Yep. I'm a little surprised. We're used to seeing Kremlins go down to sustained HE fire from things like Goliaths, right? Because you get full pins.
Yeah.
But it feels like O7 is doing the majority of this work with just straight fires.
Take a look at both incomparables right now. They're basically both on the border. Marin hitting the sliding down the border now. JD Red 5 is in a position to use the border if he needs to. But quite interesting to see them basically mirroring each other.
Indeed.
Now, the Ragnar for O7 is also rotating. Looks like he's getting ready to possibly stop a push through the A line, or the A cap.
I think he's getting ready to maybe try for B. My presumption is he can clearly see these 2 Des Moines.
Yeah.
So he knows they're there. Maybe they're bringing him back all the way to the A caps at.
Yeah, both Des Moines are sitting there trying to slow down the O7 push, trying to hit Triarch's Ragnar right now. Atake opening up with the Marceau, but Triarch doesn't care. He's like, I want John.
So if you look, there's 2 Kremlins on the eastern half of the board, right? But John is on the A line on a third of his HP, whereas Peyton is nearly full HP right up here on top of these cap circles.
That's right, and he's in a beautiful position to just bully these Des Moines away. as Aegis is starting to back off. Man with an RX-7, of course, knows he doesn't have that much time either.
Solid full pins from Dolphin Princess's Stalingrad there. They put the radar up. That's Man with an RX-7's radar catching out the Ragnar DM.
And Sep's Salem.
And Sep's Salem.
But,
KSC out to a 300-point lead now as we approach the halfway mark of the game.
Yeah, and it looks like Oxymoron took another torpedo hit. Must have. He's quite low, but he's healing again. Marin now rotating again as well. And what we're seeing is kind of a nice, if you look at the mini-map, a nice line across the mini-map. But for KSC, that line is broken right now by Peyton's Kremlin. I'm surprised that John is not taking an opportunity to smack Peyton in the broadside right here.
O7 definitely collapsing on B here. Peyton not even slowing down. He's going to turn. He's going to approach the northern end of this cap with his guns loaded and looking ready to kill RX-7. RX-7 seems like he's going to try and keep driving south and maybe just try to trade with Sep.
He's going to have to do something like that because Peyton's going to come right around, and here comes the salvo.
I think this is going to wipe him out right through the butt.
Right up the butt.
Yep, right through that flat plate on Des Moines' stern. Just like that, O7's up 2 ships.
So how does KSC come back from this position?
Well, it's a good question. These torpedoes on Peyton look pretty solid, so
I just saw that too.
Think they're going to pick up one of these kills very quickly. Peyton's going to take about 6 of these, if not 7. He's going to take 6. It's enough.
There it is.
Beautiful,
that's huge.
Beautiful torpedo salvo from Cowboy, predicting the turn, leading it correctly, and the lead back up over 300 points as O7 yet to step onto the B cap, but that'll be coming shortly.
Yeah, Sep Salem is getting there right now. Dolphin Princess's Stalingrad is also getting in position. Keep in mind, with all of those points that KSC was earning, they still have a significant lead, even though they're down 1 ship.
Now, on the top of the map, John is in dire trouble under 10K as he runs the map border's edge here. His last heal is ticking. He's got about 20 seconds to go, but once that heal ticks out, they're going to be able to burn him down with relative ease.
Now, if this is a ranked battle or a random battle, this is the moment when Kuznetsov pops and you see the flare and it gets a heal, but this is a training room battle.
Yep.
Kuznetsov does not help in that regard.
John fires his salvo in anger down at John the Ruthless's Napoli and gets a decent hit, but nothing huge. As O7 converts the B cap, and now KSC wins on the strength of just the A cap in minutes. Aegis is going to take a torpedo. Oh! No, he's not.
Wow.
Goodness gracious.
How did that work?
So now if you're KSC's out, I think what you got to do is you've got to collapse and just hold the A cap, but that's going to be tough.
Look at the force coming to A right now.
Marin's Incomparable is on the way, and there goes the Kremlin on the top of the map.
Yeah, but JD Red 5 is also down there. He fired his shots pretty early there. I don't think he was detected just yet.
He is now, because here comes the return fire.
But you're absolutely right. If they can hold this somehow, and especially if John the Ruthless can take a few torpedoes, that could definitely
there's a whole bunch of torpedoes out looking for him, and of course Napoli doesn't have hydro.
Nope.
But he's going to dodge that first salvo with nothing. Some of these torpedoes might hit Triarch, maybe. No, Triarch has a nice convenient gap there.
Yep.
Still not quite, a little over 200-point lead here for KSC. 7.5 minutes to play.
Yep.
Marin's Incomparable is starting to get pretty low, Zach.
A just got punched through the nose from the Incomparable from Marin.
But I don't think Marin's going to live very long, and he doesn't.
No, that's a really important kill right there.
That's a big kill because now it removes the Incomparable on this flank now has the ability to slap around just about anything it can see. It can never get his eyes on Oxymoron's Des Moines.
Yeah.
That could be catastrophic. In fact, Aegis has his radar ready.
Yep.
If he popped that radar right now, when the Incomparable reload is up, it could be huge.
Yep. A minute and 40 seconds if nothing changes.
Yep.
And KSC wins.
Right now, KSC just has to hold on by their fingernails and not let go of the A cap. And they really can't afford to lose J-Red's Incomparable.
And Hatake is still being shot at. He's at 2,500 hit points, and that could be a problem.
He is dark finally.
Yep, he hits the brakes. Shells flew right by.
Good job, Maverick.
Well,
Triarch's also getting low, getting a little cheeky here with a Gearing and a Des Moines looking at him. Still lit, more shells falling in. A single kill for KSC would be huge right now.
Yep. Triarch is dark.
60 seconds on the timer. Again, it's on 07. They have to step onto this A cap and stop the points game or bag a kill to extend the game time. Aegis is pinned, I think, Zaf.
Oh, he absolutely is. Now, JD Red 5's at 3,000 hit points. So he's got maybe time for one salvo.
Before somebody wastes him.
Correct.
Yeah.
Correct.
And his heal, he's always got a heal coming back in 8 seconds.
Yep. Now here comes Aegis being shot through the butt of Seth Salem. Oh, right through the Citadel.
Yep.
You cannot afford to leave that flat butt.
They can't afford
out in the open.
And these guys can't afford to slow down. Sep and Dolphin, one of them has to step onto this cap as soon as possible. I mean, I say that there's still 2 minutes of the timer, but man, it is. Oh, Red 5's incomparable speaks and Sep Salem weeps right there.
That's right.
Huge hit as the Salem goes down to 6K and his heal is 60, 70 seconds away.
Triarch is detected once again. There's more shells coming up to him.
They're going to get the
north.
Salem, Zaf.
Sep is going to go down. There he goes.
30 points from victory is KSC. Now they've got to start hitting Dolphin Princess.
So the thing is, KSC needs a kill. They have no more point gain whatsoever. And they also need, of course, JD Red 5 to survive.
Yep, they can't afford to give up the incomparable now.
And he's rubbing the border there, going on a little bit of a slide. And Triarch goes down.
They get the Ragnar. They get Triarch up along the B line, and that is the game. KSC holds on by their...
What a finish, huh?
Wow. Yeah, I need a drink. This is crazy.
Yeah.
These games are crazy. I love every minute of it. This is fun.
Well, it's fun for us, right?
It's fun for us.
It's nerve-wracking for the players.
Yes, of course. We've seen over the years, the various high-level competitive events, especially at high tier, have gone through this weird evolution, right? The early NA tournaments looked very much like this.
Yes.
Teams getting in, slugging it out.
Yes.
And then once we started playing more international games, more teams started developing what I would call a more EU mindset, much more patient, more static, more board control. We've seen a tournament. We watched one of these we did, and I forget if it was King of the Sea 10 or 9 or something. 07, every game, destroyed every cap, pick up cap points, put pressure on the opponent, sit and wait. Like that was that. But the 07 we're seeing today is not that 07. This is more fun to watch as a streamer.
Well, and what's interesting too is that historically we've also seen a lot of cases where 07 doesn't care that they don't have any of the caps.
True.
For a long period of the game. And the point when I remarked to you, hey, 07 doesn't have any cap, right? And KSC's got all 3 of them. And if you looked at it for a little bit, 07 didn't seem to care. Like the way that they were playing and looking. But then you saw what happened at the end, that huge push up to A, and I'm thinking to myself, they're just gonna club whatever they come across.
Yep.
But then they came across JD Red 5.
They did, and honestly, I think a couple of big moments in that one was that stunningly good torpedo salvo from Cowboy. That Kremlin as he came around the corner, and I forget the player name now, but he turned the corner. It was Peyton.
That was Peyton, yes.
One gearing salvo, two waves, and you're done. Like beautiful, stunning.
Beautiful. Now, normally a battleship coming out from around an island that's been detected, you're going to slow down a little bit, you're going to turn. But Peyton didn't care. Peyton wanted that kill.
He got it.
And he got the kill on the Des Moines.
Yep.
He lost his life in the process, which, of course, started the whole spiral for 07 there. It was that torpedo salvo was chef's kiss right there. Beautiful, beautiful.
An excellent game. Let's throw it back to Boggsy, Wisconsin, hear what they have to say.
All right, everybody, welcome to Sea of Fortune.
All right, enough of that. Let's go.
Let's move on.
Enough of that. Let's go.
Move on. All right, Spirit Bombs at the ready, possibly, as we have 07 with one win, KSC with 2 wins. This could end it if KSC wins. If 07 wins, we get to our lovely game
That
5.
precious game 5 we all want so badly.
Precious game 5. So, without further ado, Raptor, tell us about the 07 lineup, sir.
07 lineup, fielding Ohio. That's the first time we've seen Eagle Lance today.
Oh, yeah.
Kremlin, triple Des Moines, Marceau, Z52, Shimakaze, and Ragnar. How long are those Shimakaze torps at?
12 kilometers
12
on
kilometers
Mad Dog.
for Mad Dog. What do you got? What do you got for the KSC lineup on the south spawn?
So on the south spawn, KSC bringing Conqueror, Kremlin, Double Des Moines, and a Salem, which is like a chibi Des Moines.
Triple Des Moines. Yeah.
Okay. And then, it's got the T-Rex radar. So I don't know.
Triple Des Moines.
Rar. So for destroyers, we've got Gearing, Daring, Oxyzeus, and the Shimakaze. Not sure if it's 12 or 20. We will find out together. And Ragnar to finish up their lineup.
Interesting that Incomparable has been such a presence in this match up to this point, Zaf, and now here we are in Game 4, a do-or-die game for O7, and they've said, maybe not. Let's just not today.
Well, they need to win this.
They do. That's what I
They're
said.
not-
Do or die. They got to win.
And we're not doing any fancy. We're not doing any crazy. We are just going to win it.
Both teams making a play for the B cap. You can see DM Z52 on the north side, Hatake's Daring on the south side. Both of those destroyers backed up by a corresponding radar cruiser. That's John the Pickles Salem. His radar is up now as he steams directly towards the cap, just seeking to push DM off of it as he's radared now on top end.
That's right. Now,
But
go ahead.
DM's not moving. He's literally sitting right there until the shells start coming, and there they go.
Well, he knows it's the Salem.
Yep.
So he knows that's a short duration radar.
Short range.
Short range, yes.
Yeah, he doesn't actually know it's the. No, they did. They caught a glimpse
They
of the
caught the
Salem.
glimpse of the
They
Salem.
did catch a glimpse of the Salem on the way in, so he knows.
Yep.
So that radar will buy them some time.
Taki, though, using smoke, which means that won't be available possibly when he needs it later.
Possibly. Remember, this is Daring, right?
Yeah.
So Daring gets lots of those little quick duration, quick cooldown smokes.
You can spam them. It's all
Yeah,
good.
they're not so bad. The C-Cap, Pieces of Pizza reversing his Marceau into this cap, opposed from the south by Malakin's Ragnar. Malakin, is he reversing in it as well? He's not.
No.
He's actually just sitting still right now, chilling out.
Well, I think he's set to tripwire radar as soon as something goes into C-Cap.
Well, something's there now, but his radar is down. Now he's reversing back to maybe radar and get some shots.
Right.
And go ahead.
I do like this play, though. Look on the 1 line or 2 line as Cowboy goes ahead and smokes up, warped. Well, no, actually, they decided not to use the smoke. Interesting. I was going to
Indeed.
say, from the mini-map, it looked like they were going to push up together, but now Cowboy's like, wait, you're doing what? And turning around.
Yeah. And Aussie Zeus is Shimakaze at the moment, way over on the 10 line, probably thinking there might be a push coming over there. We have seen some teams try that. Bonks tried
Yeah.
that, I believe, earlier.
Yeah.
Instead, just having to opt for he must have 20-kilometer torps out. Look at the range he put those out on Eagle Lance.
Oh, absolutely. Now, the other thing, too, I don't think Malkin actually radared at all.
He didn't.
Yeah.
Never did. They
Questionable.
let him have C, and they're going to pick up B as well. They're fishing for DM, but they're fishing in the wrong place. As for the first time in this series, O7 picks up 2 caps before KSC has one of their own.
That's right. They want that dominant position.
Well, so far, they have definitely worked up to it.
Mm-hmm.
A bit more of, I won't call it a stalemate, but I'll say static, let's say. 2 Des Moines here on the southwest side. We looked at them a little earlier. Cowboy rotating back in, maybe coming up here to step on the cap. But of course, 07 with a Des Moines of their own up there. That's oxymoron.
Right.
As both Kremlins are on that side of the map as well as that.
Now, Shimakaze torpedoes are coming in on Eagle Lance's Ohio. They were clearly detected by Pieces of Pizza's Marceau, but Eagle Lance had already put the ship in reverse.
Taking
He's gonna
2.
take 2 right there.
2 of those big old Japanese torpedoes takes away a third of Eagle's health.
Yeah, that's pretty hurtful because those torpedoes, that damage isn't fully healable.
That's right. Hatake's Daring stepped onto the bottom of B, immediately drawing a radar from Seps Des Moines on the top side of the cap. They're pushing him back.
Mad Dog was radared, backing off now. Kremlin salvo inbound, nothing doing there.
I tell you, Zap, of all the ships on the board right now, Malakin's Ragnar feels wasted to me. Like he's just sitting here. Well, he's reversing again, but I'm not positive of the purpose of his position here.
I will defend both of these caps from getting Oh, wait.
Oh,
Yeah.
wait. Yeah, you see my point? Like,
right.
I don't understand his position here.
Maybe in case O7 just blows through C, but
I don't know.
that's not their style.
I don't know. Well, we're going to have to see. KSC seems like they've reoriented a bit. Now they're sending Cowboys Gearing and Hitake's Daring directly to A. Maybe they're hoping to catch Mad Dog a bit as all of this firepower they have on the 2-3 line, two Des Moines and a Kremlin, sitting still.
Well, unfortunately, they don't have anybody in front of them to provide that vision and that screening. You can see Cowboy is now in A cap. Hitake Hiyoshi actually showing up with the Daring. Once again, shooting Mad Dog in, off. Get off our cap.
Well, they've got to do something, right? KSC is kind of in a position that O7 was earlier in the match, right?
Well,
they're 2 caps down. We're only 6.5 minutes in.
Look at these Shimakaze torps coming into A now.
Yeah,
Mammoth and RX-7's got Hydro up. They're detected.
Yep.
Warp will be fine.
They'll all be fine.
JD will be fine. Actually, Warp might. No, he'll be okay.
Nah, he's fine. KSC is finally going to bag A. That'll slow the bleeding a bit. They're still down over 200 points 7 minutes in here in Game 4.
That's right. Now, Zephyr2 has been rotated to go hunt Aussie Zeus.
I like this play. I think it's the right play. If nothing else, your Hydro will warn the Eagle Lance that the 20 kilometers are coming.
Yes. Exactly.
And I wonder if Aussie has RPF or radio location.
I'm sure he does.
He probably does. That should warn him that somebody's out here looking for him.
All right, we might see a Kremlin kiss over here on the 2 line. I don't know. Marin's like, I don't think I want this.
I mean, it's a really bad trade for Marin, honestly. He's already up on health.
Mm-hmm.
It might not be a terrible trade for KSC.
No, I think it would be a brilliant trade for them, actually.
Get this battleship out of the way, and oh my goodness, man, with an RX-7 just got punched in the nose from
Eagle
Ohio.
Lance. Yeah.
Eagles, Ohio at 23 and a half kilometers.
That's right.
Just dumpstered in there.
Absolutely, yes. All right, JD Red 5 is advancing. He's got to advance carefully to not show his side if he wants to.
Not advancing quickly, though, is he, Zach?
You know what I think he's trying to do? I think he's trying to push Marin back so that he can get a shot on Oxymoron and the Ram. That's the hero play right there.
Might work.
I think that's the hero play that they're looking for.
Might work. They're gonna have to do something here to break this stalemate. More shells, all kinds of shells coming in for Red 5. He's stopping Zach.
Yeah, he is now.
I think did he run too close to the island? No, he's moving forward again.
Now, Mad Dog has torpedoes inbound too. I think he's trying to see what is Marin going to do.
Look at Marin. Marin's trying to dive up and get shots into the Citadel from a different angle.
Yep.
He does. He gets the forward Citadel and they wipe him out.
Wow.
They wipe him out. Marin takes some significant damage as well, but not enough for the kill.
Wow.
Wow.
I mean, that just felt bad. Like,
yeah,
go for the Ram.
Well,
more, or whatever. If you've got a choice between complete trade, or maybe we'll win it, maybe we won't.
Yeah,
take the damn trade.
Take the trade. Like,
there's the replay right there.
At a minimum, take something with you. That was just brutal. I mean, Marin took Citadels of his own, but goodness gracious.
Well, and the thing is now, okay, so what's Warped going to do? Warped is like, well, okay, now you can find me, guys.
Who wants to go around the corner and play with the Kremlin, guys?
Right.
I mean, who's going to sign up for that job?
Now, Cowboy's fixing to possibly smoke. Nope, he's not. I thought he was going to. Nope, now he goes. I thought he was trying to smoke.
Oh, there's the smoke.
There it is, yep. And, no!
Marin.
Marin came out at the wrong time.
Marin has chosen the wrong moment. KSC is going to get a little revenge here. They are going to get this Kremlin off the board.
Oh, that was a gift to KFC, right?
It really
there.
was. I mean, they're still down 340 points, those out. They've got 10 minutes on the game timer. They need to do something, though. I think it might finally happen at C. Malikin's Ragnar, Aussie Shimakaze feel like maybe they're finally going to get on this cap.
I don't know.
John's Des Moines is back there with radar at the ready.
I mean, something got to happen somewhere, and frankly,
they got to do something.
Frankly, I think they need to be pushing B and C at the same freaking time.
I think that's reasonable. Give them a little, maybe more than they could handle at once. Too much input.
Yep.
Maybe.
Now, Mad Dog firing the Shimakaze torpedoes into the smoke. Nothing's going to
nothing
hit.
there. Although, I mean, RX-7's kind of reversing into it, but his Hydro's up. He's going to be fine.
Well, I mean, he's
lit
from his teammate.
Yeah, he's lit from Oxymoron's Hydro on the north side of the cap.
Right. So one Des Moines with a Hydro is locking down 2 Des Moines and a Gearing right now.
I was like, technically 3 ships because Cowboys Gearing is back there as well.
Right. Meanwhile, Eagle Lance is like, here we go, more shells coming in right now. Just barely misses.
over. Not quite on the angle as RX-7 popping his last heal.
Yep. John Ruler's radars on the on C-cap there. We they push
Kind of
him back.
expected that.
Yeah, right, exactly. But now John the Impaler and the Conqueror is just saying, we need this cap.
You know what else I might use out? Although, okay, so Hitaki's daring is going to reverse into B.
Yeah.
And once the Des Moines radar over here expires, Aussie's going to reverse into C.
Hitaki, though, isn't reversing. He's farming Oxymoron.
He is.
Okay.
Interesting choice. I would have worked on the cap, like at least slow the cap points down. You're going to draw out Sep's radar anyway, but I don't know that anybody's really going to have good shots, and they got to do something.
Here comes another Ohio salvo on the 2 Des Moines. And
Niente. Well, it looks like he had a full pin on Warped, but RX-7 is the pick target. He's still lit.
Sep is continuing to shoot him. He's got 35 seconds before his heals up. 4,000 hit points left.
He's putting AP out at the Marceau. Decent shot on the Marceau.
Yeah, but I mean that just
swapping
hastens
the
his
HE
death.
out. Yep, they're going to put pieces out here and let him bag this kill, and he's going to bag it right here. This last salvo will take care of it.
And Warp comes in to try to help, but not enough space.
So once again, much like it was in the previous game, KSC finally onto B. They do convert C down a ship, but man, so many points behind, it's going to be very difficult for them to get back in this game.
Absolutely. Now John is going through C. He's going to dodge these torpedoes. Now he's got to hightail it to B. I'd say, huh?
I think I would. I mean, he's got to be careful though. If he turns too soon, he's going to give the Ohio a shot he really doesn't want to give him. Conqueror Citadel is very vulnerable these days.
But you know what? Sometimes you just have to take the hit in order to make the play.
I agree. We're 90 seconds away from an 0-7 win in Game 5, and both teams going to Game 5, I should say.
And I mean, John the Impaler still has 3 heals. He can afford to take some hits.
He can afford to take some. It looks like he's pushing it with his AP to try to take this Des Moines out, but he doesn't get it. They do get Warped Chaos on the other side of the map, Seth. That's huge. 15 seconds left in this game. KSC needs a kill now. I don't know where they're going to get it from.
No.
They're trying for John.
Aussie Zeus is in trouble.
Yeah, they've tried for a desperation torpedo salvo on John, but it's not going to produce results. Nope.
And that'll be game right there.
That is the game. 0-7 would once again.
Okay. Okay.
We broke Zath, ladies and gentlemen. I'm sorry.
Let's take a moment and just think about the decision to park 4 ships behind an island and then send one off to go die. And then when that one's dead, send another to go off and then die. And then when that one's dead, send the last one to go off and die.
I don't know. It all, the game obviously all comes down to either the plays that were made or weren't made on the 2 line on the western edge of the A-cap. Like, obviously, the entire game sort of hinged on that. But I still look back. at that Ragnar position between B and C, Zath.
Yeah.
And it feels so wasted to me. Ragnar is such a good ship. That ship could have been farming HP off of any number of things. We've seen several of the teams use Ragnar in that fashion, almost like an open water Marceau, right? With those 6-inch guns. It's like a light cruiser, basically. Mm-hmm. So you just get out there, you spam some shells, you get some fires, and he kind of sat there in between the caps, just kind of sat there. Feels bad. So
right.
I feel like there's a couple of things that definitely obviously didn't go KSC's way in this match, but at the same time, I also feel like they didn't necessarily deploy all the pieces they had as well as they could have.
Right. And, I think you're absolutely right. I think I would title that game Wasted Potential.
I think that's reasonable. Because they came out of the gate very strong. I liked the back and forth at B. They were kind of always going to lose B with the Salem radar.
Right.
It's fine. And they could have made a play for for C early. They chose not to. They could have made a play for A earlier than they did. Again, they chose not to. It worked out in the end. They did grab A, but it just, it didn't quite come together.
No, it did not. So let's go ahead and hear from our studio audience. I don't know.
The commentator's couch.
I'm continuing on with the Wheel of
the
Fortune
couch potatoes.
theme.
Oh, I see what you did there.
Da-da-da-da.
I see what you did there.
I think.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, Warshippers of all ages, welcome to Game 5 of the North American Finals here in the Warships Spring Championship 2022. We're down to one last game for all the marbles here between KSC and O7 as we zone into Crash Zone Alpha. Seth, what is KSC fielding in this match?
So in this particular battle, KSC is bringing Incomparable and
KSC.
Did I say what? Oh, I was like an 07. Sorry. Oh, there's too many Johns. Get confused. Okay. So anyway, KSC is bringing Conqueror, Kremlin, Des Moines, Minotaur. Now, is that a Manitar?
Yes, it is.
It is, of course, a Manitar. And then we've got Napoli, Gearing, Shimakaze with 20-kilometer torpedoes, Harugumo, and Ragnar. What do we have for 07?
From the south, O7 is bringing an Incomparable, as Zaf mentioned. Marin really enjoying this ship today. Eagle Lance's Kremlin, Des Moines, Salem, and Stalingrad, fronted by four destroyers, Gearing, Marceau, and Shimakaze. And we're already seeing, Zaf, both a Marceau and a Shimakaze going north up the 8 line, a Gearing and a Marceau going due west, more or less, along the H line with their speed boosts all engaged, trying to get to these caps as quickly as possible to start picking up points.
Well, that's right. And, you know, we're kind of seeing the same thing happen now. Mad Dog Shimakaze is running the 12-kilometer torpedoes. We'll have to see if that has an impact in this particular battle.
Kind of makes sense on this map, I think.
So I do like what we saw before. KSC was on the opposite spawn, I believe, on this particular map when we saw them earlier today. But they're basically doing the same play. Cowboys going in, smoking up Takahiyoshi's Minotaur, getting him ready to go, all that good stuff. We know that he's going to loop back around and take him to the next place. And it's basically he's linking up with his friend, dropping his friend off in smoke, and then going to go link up and grab him again. He's basically playing soccer mom.
He is indeed. We're just a little over 2 minutes in as Cowboys Gearing picks up the B cap. KSC will start ticking their points total up as Mad Dog Shimakaze steps onto C up north. Malakin's Ragnar running as quickly as he can in that direction. Well, he's turning away now. Now you can see that KSC, of course, last time we saw them, they played the south spawn on this map.
Correct.
Which is a little less critical for this kind of hook play that we see so many teams take up to the A cap and then back down the 10 line. But they seem to have a plan for this as well. Harugumo, Des Moines, and Aegis' Napoli headed in this direction. Red 5's Kremlin kind of playing well behind them.
I don't know that I like KSC just ceding A to 07 just like that. I mean,
Yeah,
Aussies...
They kind of did, didn't they?
Yeah, Aussies just dumping those 20-kilometer torps, which you'd expect. And I think the thing is, once we start seeing 07 picking up those 20-kilometer torps, I mean, you can tell they're 20s because of the detection range and the relative speed. That tells them, okay, Aussie's over here. That tells them, if that's the case, he's set up to kite and all that good stuff. The action's going to be at sea.
Now, Marin might actually take one of these fancy torpedoes right in the bow, I think. Nope, he slowed down just in time.
Well, that engine boost actually helps you slow down, but Oxymoron might take a torpedo here. Nope, he does the same thing. He's fine.
Turn out, pull the handbrake, slow down, and let your ship settle there.
So those torpedoes have done a very nice job of slowing down 2 of 07's core assets in that push.
Yep.
But the big question is, when is this push going to happen up at CCAP?
Well, I got to say, you know, we commented yesterday, who was it we watched that took it was BN.
BN.
That took so long, 6 minutes to kind of get that push going. And we're already seeing it. We're 4 minutes in, and KSC is probably on the verge of being able to start this when they're ready. But the trick is that 07 feels ready for this. Eagle Lance's Kremlin, John the Ruthless's Salem are both back there, ready to receive all of this. So this may not go quite the way KSC wishes, and I mean, they are flipping C now, so that's encouraging, and they're for them at least.
Yeah.
They're going to be able to pick up the C cap, and, you know, only 20 points between these two teams. It's still early, but we're going to have to see how KSC adapts their plan here because the forces they have on the board won't allow for many other options here. They've really shorted the A cap.
Yeah, and it's interesting to see KSC basically using the same playbook as before. You know O7 watches these battles. You know that O7 does their homework.
KSC is doing something different this game. What I'm seeing is that, well, remember, they spawned on the south side last time we saw them earlier.
Yeah.
So completely, what we're seeing is a completely different strategy from them because they spawn on a different end of the map.
Okay, that's fair. The reason I bring that up is because typically the north side goes to C and typically the south side goes to A.
Now, that's true.
So that's kind of what I was getting at.
That's true.
Commence toilet bowl.
Yes. Moyne Radar going up from Warp Chaos does spot John the Ruthless's Salem back there on the 10 line. They've at least got an idea that he's there. Man with an RX-7, Tarugamo going to take the opportunity to farm some free damage off of John because, well, he's well outside of what would even be a regular Des Moines radar range, much less the little T-Rex radar that Salem has.
That's right. Now, these 100mm guns, they will penetrate the Salem right off the bat, won't they? No, they're 25 without IFHE.
They get quarter pin. Yeah. If he's taking IFHE, then yes, they will definitely get some.
Right. Salem's got 27mm armor on the bow and stern.
Correct. Although right now most of them are going into the superstructure and falling on the deck. He gets a couple of fires, or at least one fire there.
Yep.
Which of course Salem doesn't really care about fire. She can just heal through most of that, right?
Salem doesn't care about fire as long as it has time to heal and regenerate that heal again.
Yep.
Then doesn't care about fire.
Aegis is Napoli now moving up alongside his teammate here. As JD Red 5's Kremlin off his starboard side starts to kind of make the turn as well. They've already farmed away about half of this Salem's health. John's got to pop his fancy heal soon. There it goes.
Yeah, I'm surprised he waited this long to use it.
Same.
Because he needs that back up again as quickly as possible. He's some shots on the side. Ooh.
Well, those are Minotaur. If you have a look at the middle of the board, Hitachi's Minotaur has come up here just like we saw him do previously.
Yep, those shells just barely unable to. There we go. Now we're starting to get some hits, but John's pushing forward now.
John's heal's on cooldown for over a minute. This is the KSC opportunity. They have to punch him out. Let's see if they can take advantage of it.
Yep, Eagle Lance's Kremlin shots coming out of Aegis Wings Napoli. Big hit there. Right through the bow.
Now, if you have a look down at ACAP real briefly, you can see that O7 has kind of figured out that, well, they more or less got free reign out here. They're reorienting for a push up to the B cap. Both Marceau's closing in on the southern edge of the B cap now.
Right. And you can see Marin's like, yeah, I'm not going to chase a Shimakaze. Which makes sense.
Minotaur shells starting to land on John's broadside. He's managing to get them just over that island, falling in. Oh no, he was getting a few over.
Yeah, but we see now here comes the HE spam.
Yep.
Aragumo once again in position. He's able to get behind this island and continue to farm with impunity.
Oof. Kremlin shells going right through his bow. His next heal is in 7 seconds, so he'll be able to get one more wave of it. I don't think they'll be able to get him off the board before the heal comes available. It's not. They cannot.
No, but this Kremlin salvo might just end him through the heel and say, I don't care.
With all the shenanigans happening on the 10 line, O7 takes the opportunity to pick up B 8 minutes in, and O7 now retains that cap lead.
JD Red 5 unable to get that kill with that salvo.
That's a surprise.
Yeah, it really didn't do that much damage. I think he was also surprised. Big rumble going on in B now.
That Cowboy? Yeah, Cowboy caught out here by one of the Marceaus.
Ragnar backing him up, and then Taki also coming around to help. But unfortunately, Hatake coming right behind the island at this point. And there goes the
There we go. KSC claiming first blood, finally managing to punch out the Salem.
JD said, keep healing, I'm reloading.
KSC on a lead here now. About 150-ish points, 9 minutes in.
I want to comment, I like John the Impaler and the Conqueror, the way that he's been kiting. I comment on this a lot of my replays, is that when you're kiting away, especially in competitive, but in randoms too, in ranked, you don't want to kite with the team. You don't want to head in the direction of your team. You want to head opposite and force more broadsides. You want to force the enemy team to have to spread out a little bit more. And John the Impaler is doing a fantastic job of doing that. Of course, Aussie Zeus is working together. That's the power of friendship, ladies and gentlemen.
Now, John's got some torpedoes coming up from astern. He needs to make a small rudder correction here to dodge this salvo, and he does. Well, All skill, no luck, ladies and gentlemen.
That's right. Marin dodging the counter torpedo cell from Aussie Zeus's 20-kilometer torpedoes.
KSC lead shrinks to about 130 points here as we cross the halfway mark of the game. B now coming contested again as Cowboy steps in to the exact same spot of the cap. He picked it up earlier.
And now we've got Mad Dog Shimakaze with those 12-kilometer torps trying to do exactly what Aussie Zeus is doing with his 20-kilometer torps in the Shimakaze on the opposite side of the map. They're just going fishing.
Yep. O7 really, I really don't. Oh, Aegis just got slapped by something.
Yeah, what was that? I'm thinking the
I
Stalingrad.
think it was. Let me look at Sep's guns. Where? Yes, it's the Stalin. Is he playing range mod Stalin? He is.
That's how you play Stalin.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
goodness gracious. This is like a 20-something kilometer shot. More shells coming in.
Yep.
That one doesn't do nearly as much damage.
Now, ironically enough, JD Red 5 taking torps.
JD's got all of these Shimakaze torpedoes coming in.
I was just about to mention that the Stalingrad slap actually causes Aegis to dodge all but it looks like one.
He's going to take one, but that one's going to hurt bad.
That's going to hurt a lot. Yeah.
It's going to hurt a ton as the Stalingrad starts in on the Kremlin broadside. KSA moving out to about a 150-point lead, but it's very tenuous. They are down about 70,000 hit points here.
Yeah. Look at these torpedoes from Aussie Zeus, though, coming in on Freiss right now and possibly Oxymoron's Des Moines. Yeah, they're kind of interesting.
This could be, Oxy's Hydro is up. Freiss is going to take one.
No, he dodges it. He's fine. He's fine.
Wow.
Good use of Hydro there when you're going in the smoke.
Once again, O7 back onto B. That's Triarch's Marceau reversing in down in F6 on the southeastern corner of the cap.
Yep.
Matched also by Sepp Stalingrad, who is also nosed in on his corner of the cap as well.
Yep. Aegis makes Inky, moves farther to the north. He's getting out of there. He doesn't want any more of this.
I wouldn't. I'll tell you straight up. I think JD Red 5 here, like, he's making this turn. He has to make this turn, but this could be very, very impactful. You know, Eagle Lance has been kind of salivating, waiting for this sort of moment.
The problem is Eagle Lance was turning the other way. You can see he's taking his time. He's trying to turn his guns. I think by the time he gets all his guns to bear, it's going to be too late.
I think it's already too late.
That's the point. He should have just fired the butt turret.
Yep. Sepp's radar comes up at B looking for, well, just information, I guess. There's nobody in the cap.
Oh, Mammoth RX-7 opening up broadside to an incoming torpedo salvo. He doesn't know it's here. He knows it now.
Starting. He's going to take one. He's going to go out.
He's going to go out right here, right amidships.
O7 bags a kill. Points they desperately needed here. That closes the gap to about 70 points. 7.5 minutes to play.
Yeah, Sepp is being farmed down in the Stalingrad, but it's going to take a while before he's
It's going to take time. He's burning his... Whoa, Pieces took a torpedo.
Yes, he did.
Pieces takes a torpedo on the southeastern corner of the cap here. That's going to push him out. And now, that's big because now they've pushed O7 off the B cap completely.
Yep.
70-point lead and growing here for KSC.
Yeah, O7 gets back on the cap, though. Pizza, of course, knows the importance of having this cap.
Indeed. I'm wondering when we're going to see a radar from Warped. They've pushed this. There it is. No, that's the Minotaur radar. They can see Pieces now. He's bailing, running to the south.
Yeah, but take a look at Eagle, Triarch, and Mad Dog now. They've turned around.
They have turned around. They can freely push back north now.
At the same time, so has John and Aussie Zeus on the other side of the map.
Yep. KSC kind of sort of going for a bit of full send here, swapping their positions around as John's AP going downrange that I think Sepp Stalingrad, yes.
Yes.
That could be a big hit if he lands enough of them.
Oh,
it's a solid hit. He lands about 9K there.
Yep, yep.
But John in the Conqueror is kind of soft. Does he have a heal ready? He's burning one now.
Yep.
He's pushing into a gearing in a Des Moines. KSC now 40 seconds away from a win as they continue to tick up the B cap and the C cap.
Oh, look at Sepp. Look at Sepp.
Back onto B. Sepp is getting low. Sepp goes out. 996. 6 seconds. It's all over. Unless O7 gets a kill like right this second, it's over. They don't.
Oh.
KSC holds on, gets a big kill on the bottom end of the B cap. They go up 3-2. They win this series. Their second major win here on the North American tournament circuit.
I gotta say, Zach, that game kind of went how I expected and kind of didn't, right? In the sense of we saw KSC make a play for B. We saw that earlier. We sort of expected that. That worked out for them. The 10-line push really didn't work out for them. I mean, let's be honest. They killed the Salem, but as they pushed far enough south, they took basically catastrophic damage and had to call the whole thing off.
Yeah.
And so then it became a matter of shifting pieces back to the middle of the board to fight over the B cap, to keep O7 off of it as long as they could, to score as many points as they could, and then maybe somewhere scrape a kill, and they finally did it.
Yeah, goes back to what we were discussing at the start. We were saying, what is the prediction?
Yeah.
Right? And I had said KSC is probably going to run with a tried and true strategy, and they're going to pivot, and pivot they did.
Yep.
And they managed to make it work. I couldn't believe that both that Kremlin and the Napoli
Survived
after
that.
They both just said, well, I guess we're not going to push.
Guess we're not going to push,
and
right?
They just turned around.
We're no longer combat effective. Let's go be somewhere else.
And the fact that the Minotaur was basically allowed to do whatever the heck he wanted.
Did anybody even shoot at that guy?
No.
I couldn't believe that Hatake was like full health into the game. It's crazy.
Right, and like I said, like literally, Cowboy is just being a soccer mom, driving him all over the place and dropping him off to the game.
And it worked.
Pop your smoke, let him off.
Here you go, have fun.
And then a few minutes later, come back, pick him back up again, off to the next game.
Where do you want to go? Let's go there together.
Unbelievable. Well, should we hear what our couch has to say?
I can't wait to hear what they have to say. Let's go find out.